We were just talking about Free Museum Day, and one of the participating museums is the California State Railroad Museum. And here to tell us more about the Railroad Museum and their very exciting new art exhibit is Museum Director Ty Smith. Welcome to the show, Ty.
Good morning.
So we're exciting. Free Museum Day is coming up, but you guys this Friday are going to debut a new exhibit. Tell me about it.
Yeah, sure. People think of us as a train museum, but it's just not so. We're a museum of railroad culture, and railroad culture is our culture. History lives around us and lives within us, and so one of the things we're going to focus on in this exhibit is the sculpture of an artist named Ray Carrington, who took bits and pieces of the found past and forged them into art.
Wow, we're looking at some pictures of them. So several pieces that he designed will be on display.
35 pieces. He has a much larger body of work, and we're looking at this as a retrospective of his work.
Wow, and so is he from the area?
He grew up in around Northern California, and you don't have to poke around very far before railroad history starts bubbling up. And in this instance, literally, as he was walking around the former industrial sites up in Siskiyou County, he was finding bits and pieces of the industrial past, and he put his mind and his arms to work and refashioning them into sculpture. He lives in Fairfield now, and his foundation, the Carrington Foundation, still supports getting young people to engage with the arts.
Well, it's great to see, I guess, the creativity and what's been done with some of these pieces of history. There's also an interactive component. Can you talk about that?
So starting Monday, we don't want people just to look. We want people to engage. And so we're putting out tables, and they'll have bits and pieces of old scrap pieces. And our visitors will be encouraged, our community will be encouraged to fashion those into art pieces themselves that they could take home, or we're going to leave a few empty shelves within the exhibit so that they could feature their own art within the museum, that they can inscribe their experiences in the museum itself.
Right, and the museum, it's very popular, obviously, with people of all ages, especially the kids love to see, the trains and the railroad, and then to be able to, I guess, bring in new pieces and things to add to it. Why is the railroad history so important to learn about?
Our lives are made of railroad stories. It's so ubiquitous that we often don't even think of it, but it's our language. We're always getting off track or derailed. It's our soundtrack, really, to our lives. Think about how many railroad songs there are. I think there's a zillion railroad songs, plus or minus one or two. Our most iconic movies are railroad movies, and we can't even go across town without encountering railroad history. And so it really is at the core of who we are as a people. And when you go in, you think you're going to see trains, but you see all of that history displayed in and amongst trains and other aspects of really more generally our culture.
Very nice. Now, so this new exhibit's going to be starting on Friday, and it's going to last till when?
Through June.
Through June.
Through the
so
summer.
It'll be out there for a while, so we're getting the sneak peek right now. And you brought a piece in here on the table. Can you talk about this piece?
Yeah. This is really indicative of the type of work that he likes to be called Carrington, the work that he does, and just taking bits and pieces, scrap, things left over, and then reimagining them. And a lot of his work features these railroad spikes, and there's just so much movement in them, though, through forging them and through welding them, makes them into things that move and really comment not just on our railroad past, but our common industrial past and the way that is around us. And it's really about preservation. A lot of people think that these things are gone and buried, and he brought them up and made them move and gave them a new life. And in a way, it's, although they've been changed, although they've been altered, there is preservation in bringing them back to life in this way.
Very nice. Bent to the task. Thanks for being here, Ty. If you want to check out the exhibit or visit the California State Railroad Museum, just go to californiarailroad.museum.
This interview involves commercial content. The products and services featured appear as paid advertising.